welcome to another episode. Gas Network presents Sports for the Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Melo,
Bro Flying.
T-Buggy, man.
Just the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say. We are back. It's your favorite sports show, the best sports show on the planet. Gas presents Sports for the Culture. I am tonight's host at Bryce XXV Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. the Good Mister, a.k.a. my mama's favorite gas panelist. As always, I got the gang with me. Let's start with my man that was off last week, bottom left. Introduce yourself, sir.
And still undefeated. It's your boy, but I ain't Mr. Bone Jones. So hello, fellas. How you guys been?
Man, good, bro. Good to see you, man. It's good to see you. You're looking real chipper today. I like that. I like that for you, my boy. All right, let's keep it pushing, man. Top right, introduce yourself, sir.
Hey man, you know who it is, your boy Young Rome 22 on all socials. If you're new, hit that like button, that subscribe button. Loyal listeners, what's up as always? We got a good show for y'all. A lot to get into, man. Wild day in free agency. You know, we're gonna talk a little NBA today, combine. So yeah, let's get it popping.
Let's get it. Hey, merch going crazy up there too, my boy. Had to shout you out for that. Hey, come for the sports, stay for the culture. It's an original slogan by my guy Young Rome. Let's keep it pushing. Bottom right, introduce yourself.
T-Buggy. Hey, man. Y'all know what it is. Wash your hands, wash your ass. Hey, Gas AU, man. We got fundraiser coming, man. Support Gas, support the kids, man. Buy some of that popcorn, man. We trying to do some things. So look out for that. Coming Wednesday. So
hey, bro, that popcorn go crazy, bro. Like I'm not even trying to just like, gas it up because gas is selling it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do that. I'm serious, bro. Like that popcorn is different, bro. I bought like 3 bags. I couldn't believe I was eating that fast. I don't even like popcorn like that, for real. That shit bothers me. So shout out to Double Good, man, for the opportunity.
Kids must have been balling.
Right.
oh, and we, you know what I'm saying, we in the championship. Got another championship game coming up Saturday at Wise. 11 a.m. So if you could make it, pull up, support the kids.
11 on Saturday. I think I can make that. Bro.
It's gonna be a good one. Be a good one.
Yeah,
I'm kind of jealous. I live in Jersey, man.
Yeah, man. Come on down, bro. Ain't nothing with 3 hours. You got a car?
You said 3 hours. Like I'm Superman.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, I'm
paid,
Goku.
bro.
Instant mission.
Yeah, you paid, man. Get you a rental car, man. If you don't feel like putting the miles on your whip.
No, you're right. I could do that. Matter of fact, talking about it, just got my car back. But yeah.
You said we got the TO edition popcorn. Yes, the TO edition. It's funny, B. Let's get into it, yo. Before we started the show, man, we were backstage. We got to talking a little bit about this Lamar situation randomly, and G was like, yo, did we start the show already? And that's kind of how we started today. So let's jump right in, like where we started off camera with Lamar Jackson. And if you haven't heard the news, the Ravens did offer the franchise tag to Lamar Jackson. And it was the non-exclusive tag, meaning any other team in the NFL can offer this man a contract. If the Ravens do choose to match, they can. If they don't, whichever team signs them has to forfeit 2 first-round picks. Very, very interesting situation right now for the Ravens and for Lamar Jackson. And some think the writing's on the wall that he's not going to end up a Raven next season. Some think the Ravens are making a chess move and already know that the Lamar Jackson market may not be as strong as Lamar Jackson believes it is. So let's talk about it a little bit. The implications for the quarterback market, the implications it has for Lamar Jackson, and what it means for players as they try to navigate, especially some of these top players who may feel that they have enough leverage that they don't need an agent. Is that a mistake? So let's get into it. First, let's start with the Ravens and if they made a mistake or not with this tag. T, you've been pretty hard on I'd say you've been harder on the Ravens than you have Lamar Jackson, but overall you've been hard on both. What do you think? What do you think the Ravens did? They make a good or bad move?
I think it's a smart move actually, because right now the Ravens are looking like villains, right? But if you know, like from the organizational standpoint, if you absolutely know or believe that the market is lower than what Lamar is wants to play at, like he won't sign at a certain level, but you know it's less, and you're willing to match, right? You had a chance to make Lamar look like the bad guy, right? Because if a team comes in at I don't know whatever number that's good enough for Lamar, and the Ravens match it, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like the ball's back in Lamar's court. Like the Ravens obviously want you, but I think it's a clever move to try to gain more public leverage. But I don't think the Ravens want him. You know what I'm saying? At the price that he wants at all. And I think the other teams, and this is something we were talking about backstage. I think the other teams don't want him at that price either, especially if it comes with 2 first-round draft picks. You mean to tell me I gotta beat Deshaun Jackson and give up 2 first-round picks? I mean, Deshaun Watson. I got to beat Deshaun Watson's contract and give up 2 first-round picks. I think all the teams have collectively agreed. I don't know if they've made phone calls, but I feel like they collectively agreed not to pay this guy. I said it in the group chat. I feel like this is when the guys don't tell the corny friend like we're going out with the girls. Kind of leave them out of the loop, just so it can happen without them. And I think that's what they're doing. I think they're talking without talking and saying, nobody pay this guy and we can reset the quarterback market. Like, we're not going to pay quarterbacks $100 million guaranteed, $200 million guaranteed, $500 million guaranteed. Like, no, we're going to reset this thing.
Nah, 100% that's what's going on. Definitely some collusion. That was a big word a couple years ago, right? Collusion.
Yeah.
Definitely some collusion going on here, though, man. No question. Yeah, B, you're right. Collusion, all caps. Now, what does that mean, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that mean specifically for Lamar Jackson? Does it mean Lamar Jackson made a mistake and not, getting an agent? Do we feel like Lamar Jackson will lose out on money when this is all said and done? I want to know that. G, do you think Lamar Jackson is going to lose out on money when this is all said and done because he doesn't have an agent or because, he didn't take one of the earlier deals?
Brother, first deal was disrespectful. 134, guaranteed. The fuck? That's like, what the fuck? I'm an MVP. Tell me, and then you got what's my boy from the Cardinals, Murray, getting like 60 something guaranteed. Then you got Russell Wilson getting another 100 and something guaranteed, above 134.
Yeah.
That's just disrespect. And then on top of that, the Ravens are losing out. Imagine if you signed Lamar Jackson and then traded him off. You could at least got four first round picks instead of the 2 now you get now that you're gonna have to take. Yeah, you're gonna lose him out with a contract, but you need to tell me if I get Lamar Jackson, all I'm giving up is two first round picks, and then I'm gonna guarantee I'm gonna give him 200 mil guaranteed. I could have, because he's worth 200 mil.
Yeah.
The fact that, and I get a lot of teams are saying, well, he hasn't played the last 2 seasons, the last month, but you guys are acting like the Ravens have the best offensive line. And people are acting like the Ravens gave him the best offensive weapon besides a tier 2 tight end. A bunch of his receivers look like a bunch of receivers that came off the Giants bench. None of those guys are fucking number 1 studs, let alone first round picks. And if they weren't, the GM was not doing a great job. They did a terrible job on trying to give him weapons. If you're Lamar Jackson, you hold to your guns. The team is gonna 2 first round picks for a quarterback, not just any kind of quarterback. Talking about an MVP and a guy that transitioning your team from being just a contender to get into the playoffs to now a Super Bowl contender. What team gonna do that? Shit, I know the Commanders are fucking looking at chops right now like, give me Lamar Jackson for whatever the fuck you guys got over there. A bunch of he could have been a first round pick the year before. Get the fuck out of here. I know Lamar Jackson's gonna get paid. He's probably gonna go move up two miles up north to DC real quick. That man's gonna go somewhere, but he ain't going that far.
So yeah, there's a lot to unpack there, G. But I think you did hit on some good points.
And on top of that, right, your owner is about to leave, right? What bigger way to say fuck you NFL and give that man the kind of contract he wants and dip right off. Remember, no team wants to give a guy another full guarantee fucking salary. And now you telling me you do that shit now with one quarterback to two quarterbacks? Oh man, what best fuck him to the league that was kicking you out is trying to sell your team underneath your nose and to say, you know what? Fuck the market and fuck you guys. I'm gonna give him that. Don't be surprised if the commander do this shit. And that's my bold prediction.
Yeah, it sounds like you stole that from our group chat where I sent that out earlier. But
I don't be on your group chat, so y'all text like 30 messages a minute. I'm like, damn, I'm driving. Text and drive, I can't do that. Kids don't text and drive.
Don't bet not.
And don't drink and drive neither. Uber and drive.
Predictions from the group chat, man. But no,
man, get out of here.
What?
Cat. You trying to put smut on my name, Cat?
But think about it this way, yo. This is why what the owners did is nasty work, bro. It's nasty work because like. They really tried to. They really getting together, right? And they're trying to change a market that's already been set. Like you know what I mean? Like Deshaun Watson, the Browns set the market. Markets are set by contracts. You feel me? Markets are set by numbers. So the market was set, but they're trying to somehow circumvent the usual market setting process by doing this with Lamar. Like that shit is crazy, bro. Like it's wild to think that they think they can get away with this. And
they already did it when Russ agreed to his deal, which was less than what Deshaun got as far as guarantees.
Are you talking about Russell Wilson already out of his prime?
Yeah, exactly. You're talking. Yeah,
I mean, if we're being real about it, and I mean this might be a different type of conversation, but Russ is the kind of guy that would do that, and Lamar is the kind of guy that's gonna really go for that guarantee. And I think
you talking about a first contract after his rookie contract. This would have been Russell's second or third deal, no?
Right.
His rookie second. This is third deal.
It's third deal.
It's third deal. So yeah, he's gonna take the short.
Yeah. So it's a little different in that regard, but I do see what you're saying though. But the thing is though, man, like Lamar was supposed to be the next one. Like Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, they're getting quarterback bags, but they're not getting like the market setting quarterback bag. Like the next one was supposed to be Lamar. You know what I'm saying? And the next one after him is Burrow and Herbert and them boys. But like, you know, Daniel Jones just got 40, bro. And we not like let's not act like we expected Daniel Jones was about to reset the market. But his deal is more than fair market value for him, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if Daniel Jones getting 40 per with a good amount of guaranteed dollars, like you got to think Lamar Jackson's worth, double that at least. I mean, a lot more than that you would think, right? No, T?
That's been my theory on this thing the entire time, right? We're in the age of analytics, and you got a guy that's missed 5 games the last 2 seasons. So, you know what I'm saying, 10 games out of maybe 30 or so games. But I guess close to 40 if you want to count the playoffs. But it's still 10 games. That's still 25% of the game. So I don't think you really want to guarantee a lot of money to a guy that is exposed to that many hits. And people want to say, well, what about Josh Allen? And, Lamar Jackson avoids big hits. He doesn't get injured when he's getting hit on runs. He gets hurt dropping back, yada, yada, yada. I hear that. But the numbers say the more tackles you take, the higher your odds are of getting injured. And to throw $200 million to a guy that could potentially, like if we're all one hit away, right? We know that, right? That's what they say. We're one tackle away from the end of your career, the end of your season. One tackle away. You're throwing $200 million or more to a guy that's exposed to more hits than every other quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He might be exposed to more hits than a couple quarterbacks combined. So
T, how many times did Daniel Jones run the ball in last season?
Uh, no idea. How many? Give me the math.
120. So what that did that slow anybody down from giving him his bag? Did
Daniel
they
Jones.
say before we give him his 40 million, should we think about how many times he runs the ball and how much he's exposed to hits? Because
Oh,
he's exposed to hits the same way that Lamar is exposed. And it
Dan-
doesn't really matter the amount of times that you run it based off the theory of we're all one hit away. So if we're all one hit away, I can run it 5 times, you can run it 20. It's all about the one hit. So the way I see it, Daniel Jones's production is nowhere near the level of Lamar's production. So it don't matter what type of analytics you want to look at. Lamar's a former league MVP. Lamar is only 26 years old. Lamar's won playoff games. Like Daniel Jones just did all that this year for the first time.
this is
Like we've seen Lamar do that consistently. So if Daniel Jones is going to get 40 per year, average roughly, then Lamar should easily be at 50 or 60. And we shouldn't even be comparing Lamar to Daniel Jones in all honesty, because Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow are going to get deals. So what do you think they're going to be at? If Daniel Jones is at 40, what do you think Herbert or Burrow is going to get at?
Burrows and Herbert are going to get way more than that, right? But
So
the hold on,
how is Lamar going to not be up there with them?
because value is relative, right? So what Daniel Jones may be worth to the Giants, the Ravens are an entirely different organization that operate entirely differently. They've already built an offense around this guy, right? They would know best.
Tried.
They tried, whatever, tried, failed, whatever, right? They've had their hands, they've had their hands and eyes paused on him more than any other franchise. They know what they're getting. Same thing with the Giants. And 40 million, when we look at 40 million, it's a very pedestrian number for a quarterback, right? And that's a number that if it don't work out, we can draft another guy or move another direction, and it doesn't handicap the team. You pay Lamar that, you are hitched to Lamar for better or for worse, period. And I think that's the fear. Now imagine you draft a guy, right? I mean, you don't draft a guy. Imagine you sign Lamar and you give up 2 first-round picks, and let's say he don't get injured. Let's just say he plays bad. The system doesn't work. Your offensive coordinator can't figure it out for him. Like, let's take injuries out of it. Let's just say the new system doesn't work for him. He's average now. Now you're hamstringed by this huge contract, and you gave up your future and first-round picks.
Yo, I swear. I don't know, but it just hit me. Eric Bieniemy and Lamar Jackson.
Sound good, no?
It just hit me. I am telling you guys, yo, do not, ladies and gentlemen, if the next give it 2 months, right? Give it right before draft night. Lamar Jackson's gonna get paid.
Bro, if you get Eric Bieniemy and Lamar Jackson, I promise you there's a 30 for 30 coming out about why this failed. I promise you.
You know what? I want to take that bet.
I'll take the bet, bro. Some organizations and some franchises I bet on and I count on to get it wrong. And the Commanders is one of those organizations that when the move even seems right, feels right, I know it's the wrong move because
You know what? I want to take that. You know what? Because I feel the same way you do. Maybe this is like double dipping, but I like the way you do business, T.
Hey,
You know
hey,
what?
hold on, B. You bring up
I
a
wouldn't be
great
mad.
point, though, B. I ain't never heard as many worst case scenarios for quarterbacks as I had with this Lamar Jackson situation, bro.
yes, you have.
Damn, no, I haven't, bro.
have.
Every single pundit that's talking, everybody want to talk about this. Yo, if Lamar Jackson just never develops into this passer, or if
Nope.
Lamar Jackson was to get hurt, or what if Lamar Jackson's I heard somebody argue his physical ability declines later in the
Oh,
contract.
you've heard this?
Man, I don't want to hit none of that bull. Come on, man. You get paid for what you've done. You get paid for what you have done in sports, bro. You don't get paid in sports for what you're gonna do. They make you feel like people get paid for what they've done, man.
What have you done for me lately?
Lately.
Right.
Matter of fact,
only
Right.
been your offense lately. He's only been your entire offense lately. That's it. That's all he's done. He's only been the only Pro Bowl on your team outside of your tight end lately. That's all he's done.
And T, you wanna point to the injuries. You wanna say, oh, Lamar doesn't play in X amount of games. What happens when Lamar doesn't play in those games? The Ravens lose. They go from first place to out the playoffs. That's what happens when Lamar's out there. They clearly need this guy. They clearly need to give up the money to pay him. And the theory that, oh, if he goes to another team, what if it doesn't work out? Like that's all nonsensical. Like that, you can say that for every player in any situation. But like Lamar's already proved his greatness, and to think that he wouldn't work out on a different squad is it makes no sense. Like he's a former league MVP, unanimous. Like come on now, like you act like the guy has zero talent and is just some struggling QB trying to get by in the league.
Hold on, you want Cam Newton before the MVP or after the MVP?
So you think Lamar Jackson's
stop.
done at
Wait, hold on,
26?
hold on.
You think
Hold
Lamar
on.
Jackson's done at 26?
Bro,
He
You
had
think
that.
Lamar
He had
Jackson's
that season
you
before he got hurt. That he was balling out. He
T
almost won another
wildin', bro.
MVP.
Hold on, what did they
Nah, T
do?
doing that for shock value, bro. Because
let me
No, remember he had that season right before this whole debacle. It's like he fell off the year afterwards. But
Before
he had that before he got hurt. Yeah, right before he got hurt.
Bro, hold on. I'm not worried about none of that because Lamar Jackson was on the MVP pace this season, bro. Y'all forgetting what was happening when
No,
the season started? We
I
was
had
all here
Lamar
talking
Jackson
about
in
Lamar.
fantasy.
We
He was
were
going
all here
nuts.
talking about Lamar Jackson winning the MVP. And now
Yes,
somehow we're
I
talking
stated
about
that.
do you want Cam Newton before or after? What are we talking about, bro? That man was about to
Smoking
win the
crack.
MVP again this year.
Smoking crack out here.
Okay. Let's
Leave the drugs
hold
alone.
on, bro. Let's say Lamar never gets hurt and he continues on the trajectory he was on and he wins the league MVP. What the hell are we talking about now? And you know what? He would have won the league MVP and the Ravens would have still played him like this. But the fact that he got hurt gave them the out, bro. But they would have still done this same shit, I guarantee you.
Hold on. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I want y'all to answer this honestly. All right. The last 2 minutes left in the game. We need a drive to get a field goal. We haven't crossed the 50 yet. It's 3rd and 9. Do you want Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
Lamar. Because I got the option that he could just run it through.
Yeah, that's not a toss up. I want the dual threat quarterback, bro. T references that question like with the fact that, or with his fact that Lamar can't throw. Lamar can throw. Defenses fear Lamar throwing. They don't fear him the same way that they fear Burrow. But so you just gonna put 8 in the box and just play man coverage and say go ahead and throw it on 3rd and 9, Lamar? Because if you play man coverage and you got your DBs back turned, Lamar's gonna run for that 9 anyway. So, like, what are you telling me right here? Like, Lamar is elite. Like he needs to be paid like a top 5 QB. You're putting him in the top 15 for some reason.
Like I've been telling you guys this for over a year now, right? And now that we're here, over 2 years now. Now that explain to me why not only the Ravens.
I can explain.
Let me finish. Not only the Ravens, right? Why every team, teams that are desperate for a superstar, teams that are desperate for wins, teams that are desperate for just a shot in the arm, right? Why all these guys are avoiding Lamar Jackson?
There's one word, sir.
Because nobody wants the NFL. The NFL doesn't want to give up a guaranteed contract.
Thank you, G.
If the only thing we notice about the NFL, they don't operate like the NBA when it comes to contracts, or like the MLB. They refuse to give anybody a guaranteed contract. The fact that Deshaun Watson got one is an anomaly. And that's why we're sitting here and we're debating this shit. It's because no other organization wants to let this shit. That's why a lot of people, you hear it, they're mad at the Browns organization because they're, this shit has a trickle-down effect. You give one guy a guarantee, then the next guy is going to want a guarantee. And the only person, in my opinion, that deserves a guarantee is Patrick Mahomes, and he hasn't taken one yet. And wait until he gets his guarantee, because that bag is going to be stupid.
So
and another thing with the Lamar, right? Part of the reason I feel like the Ravens aren't trying to fork over more money is because not just the injury, but the way that it went. So y'all remember the last few weeks of the season? It was, is Lamar going to practice? Is he going to come back? Is he going to come back? And he didn't even come back for the playoff game. I think, and I feel like the consensus is if he would have pushed it and came back for that playoff game, the organization would have been willing to fork over a little bit more guarantees. Yeah, I think that would have helped his case in the long run. But of course T doesn't, because anything positive for Lamar, anything that would be like a good thing for Lamar, T's got to pop that bubble.
not a good thing for Lamar because right, if Lamar comes in that playoff game and plays good, we already know he's good. He
I
has no.
got a question for you, T. Anybody with the initials LJ is just automatically put in your hate zone. LJ, LeBron James, LJ, Lamar Jackson, just the hate for them. That's why I said 2 years, because I remember this shit.
I
We
think
had this conversation.
Larry June can rap. Larry Johnson, the grandma good player. You know what I'm saying? They trying to make me hate letters, and you know what I'm saying. I know what that can translate to, getting me canceled. But that I like all letters, brother. All right.
Hey, yo, technical on me.
So, hey, real quick, man, does Lamar Jackson get guaranteed money? Does he get a fully guaranteed contract? Yes or no?
No,
Not,
I don't
not the
think
fully
anybody's gonna get
guaranteed,
the.
but he'll get close to 200.
Yeah,
Yes.
nobody's getting the fully
Okay, next
guaranteed.
question. Does
Oh,
said
yeah.
contract come from the Ravens?
No.
No.
Does the guaranteed contract come from the Ravens?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No, I think
So we
another
don't
team.
think they'll match. We don't think they'll match what other team offers.
I think they'll match what another team offers, but I don't think it'll be fully guaranteed.
I think it's going to be fully guaranteed, but I don't think it's going to be 200 million. I think they're going to fully guarantee him something short. Like I
Yeah,
might,
if he gets a fully guaranteed, it'll be like a 2-year deal at most.
I can fully guarantee you 3 years, and I'm willing to commit 3 years to a Lamar Jackson experiment. But I'm not fully guaranteeing you 4, 5, 6. Like,
Yeah,
nah.
if you're not there, I can't see somebody guaranteeing more than 2. That's how most of the contracts work anyway.
Hey, Thomas, good point, man. We were talking about that a little earlier. I think we agree with you, man. It seems like a little bit of a little collusion going on, man.
Jesus Christ, this is like boo-boos. Let's spell the words, guys. Let's find the words.
Collusion,
All right, all right.
collusion.
So we've been talking from like a outside perspective, right? But I want to approach it from a owner or GM's perspective. Do you think that they should be colluding against players? Like,
Yes.
got a yes.
Yes. Especially when
I don't know.
it's like what I said earlier, not too long ago. It's like a league that never in its entirety guaranteed a full contract. You're gonna be losing out on money. God forbid these guys get hurt. You know how much, you know what I mean? You're gonna be relying on the revenue to make that kind of money back. The reason why the NFL is so profitable is because they don't have guaranteed contracts.
And it's like the
You
only
know,
sport that really needs guaranteed. Like if anyone needs them, it's the NFL, bro. Like if
you know what I
Yeah,
think?
I mean, look at DeMar Hamlin, bro. My man was seconds away from death with no guaranteed contract, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
Man.
if anyone needs him, it's the NFL. Something's got to be done.
Yeah, but if you guarantee contracts, look at a guy like Albert Hainsworth.
Yeah, but that's what's gonna happen though. That happens in the work. That happens at work every day. Like people get these promotions and they don't give a damn and they get exposed. Sometimes you miss, you know what I'm saying? But like we can't.
I
You know what
think
I think the NFL will do now with rookie contracts? They're gonna start doing guarantees. They're gonna make the rookie contracts more guaranteed, but they instead of doing the whole 4 year mark, they're gonna do 6 years, but give them a bigger salary. So that way, the back end of their careers, they're not giving so many guarantees. They'll make their guarantees a lot shorter. That's the only way that I can see guarantees start coming up in the NFL. Is if their rookie contract, the first main contract, that's fully guaranteed at a higher rate. You come into your second and third contracts. That's where
you know what
they're
that's
gonna
going
be
to
a
do,
lot.
G. That's going to have a lot of people retiring at the age of 25. That's what that's going to
I was going to
do.
say,
But look, this is my little theory on the whole thing, right? Because I can't this whole time. When did the Browns guarantee Watson's contract last off season? So this
Yeah,
whole year plus, I haven't been able to figure out why the hell they would do that, right? Like Deshaun Watson for I don't know, damn near 2 years was in the news on all news channels for allegedly sexually harassing like 20
sexual
plus women,
misconduct.
right? And then all of a sudden, like you just said, G, the league that never gives guaranteed contracts gives a guaranteed contract to a man that was allegedly sexually assaulting 20 plus women. So how does that make any sense? I think they did that as an example. I think they want Deshaun Watson to fail. I think the league is perfectly fine with the Browns being the Browns, right? Like the Browns have never been good for my entire life. So I think the league is fine with the Browns stinking. I think they're fine with saying, "Oh, look, they gave Deshaun Watson all this guaranteed money. It didn't pan out. Why would we do it again?" So I think I think the collusion, I think that runs deep, 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 deep. It's a little bit of a conspiracy, but if Deshaun Watson doesn't pan out in Cleveland, don't expect to see any guaranteed contracts in the NFL until we all got a lot more grays coming in.
Rome, I like that. I actually might. I think I prescribe to that.
I mean, if you really think about it, because they were killing Deshaun Watson in the news, bro. Then all of a sudden, this man gets 230 guaranteed. Like that's wild, bro. Like from the NFL, like.
But you're talking about a desperate organization, though. That's why. You know what I mean? You're desperate.
And an organization that's known to fail. So a swing and a miss from the Browns makes the most sense in the world. Deshaun Watson missed a bunch of time. You know what I mean? We're not even really expecting much from the Browns going into next season anyway. Like, what are they about to do? They're still in a little bit of rebuild. So he's going to have to really, like, turn it back on to his early years. And then if you don't do that, then what's it going to be? Oh, they guaranteed this contract. Honestly, if Deshaun Watson don't win, like, 9-10 games next year, that guaranteed contract going to be looking crazy.
Man, Ron,
Super.
you make it's a hell of a conspiracy theory, but when there's collusion, there must come conspiracies. And I love this conspiracy theory you come up with, man. My man said they looked at it because you're right, bro. Like, hypothetically, let's not even say hypothetically. Good chance is, bro, that owners know when land breaking shit is coming down the pipe, man. Like when something about to go down, when a Deshaun Watson contract about to get signed, all the owners know before that ink goes to the paper. You feel me? And they probably have, I'm not gonna say power to change anything, but if they all get on the same page before that contract signed, they could probably make a little something shake. I'm sure it's happened before. And I'm guessing they tried it, you know what I mean? And the Browns guy bucked at them, and the Browns owner bucked at them and still went ahead and signed Deshaun to this fully guaranteed deal. So and we should really monitor this. We should really monitor this over the next couple of years and see if there's some external factors thrown the Browns' way to ensure that they catch L's, right? Like maybe a couple late calls go against the Browns, maybe a couple fluke. I don't know. We know how it goes.
Check the scheduling. They're gonna have a West Coast game, an East Coast game, Thursday to Monday. Like
right there you go. Short weeks everywhere, man. Thursday games followed by Monday night. I'm with you, bro.
Their bye is like their first bye week, or their bye is like the last bye week. Jesus Christ, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, man, I like that theory though. But all right, let's keep it pushing. Anybody else got anything to say on this topic?
I just want to say that analytics doesn't work in NFL, only in baseball.
The response to that comment that was just up, I think what they're doing is they just wanted to parade Kaepernick publicly. This is more of a private lashing. Kaepernick was more of a public lashing. This is more of a private lashing, but it's in the same vein.
Yeah, agreed. All right, let's move on, fellas. Let's move on to my guy, man. My guy got in a world where black men are not getting their bags. There is one black man that got his bag. That's my guy, Geno Smith, man. Shout out to Geno, bro, because he played. He took the long road to get in the bag, bro. You know what I'm saying? But he gets it. Geno Smith signs I believe, 4-year, $140 million deal. Make sure I get these numbers right, man. But whatever it is, Geno Smith gets a big deal, man. 3 years, $75 million deal. So 3-year, 105. My bad. $75 million guarantees. 75 in guarantees. That's a big deal for Geno Smith, man. Like, wow, especially considering that, coming into the season, he was in a battle with Drew Lock for that starting job. You know what I mean? And like we were wondering at the beginning of the year who was going to win that job. And they gave Drew Lock every opportunity to run with that job, bro. Like Drew Lock had to lose that job more than Geno had to win that job. Like that, both things had to happen. Geno had to win the job, and Drew Lock had to lose the job for Geno to get it. And to see him get the bag out at the end of that is a beautiful thing. Comeback player of the year, man. How deserving was Geno Smith, Ron?
Oh, super deserving, bro. Like this is honestly one of the best stories in sports. I would say probably if you think about the entire story, right, from where it starts to where it's at right now, Geno Smith was a high draft pick on the Jets, another organization known to fail in the NFL, right? And it did it did not go well for him. I think he was like a what 1 2 year starter out there. Then he got benched, was a complete afterthought. And like you said, he's battling with Drew Lock, another guy who got drafted kind of too high and is struggling. Like you're battling with a guy who's struggling while you've been in the league, and then you not only win the job, but then you go the first week of the season and you beat the guy that you were backing up in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? So you get that big statement on the national stage, and then you go on to have a great season where you make the playoffs. So I mean, like this is this is like a movie script. Damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like this could have been a Netflix show. So like this is some good shit. You love to see it. I've never really even been a Geno fan. Like back when the Jets drafted him and all that, I was never on board with any of it. So for him to, stay at it, work on his craft, keep going, bide his time, and wait for the right moment, and you know what I mean, take advantage of it. That is incredible to me.
Nah, bro, 100%. I couldn't agree more, man. And like, T, we talk about all the time about quarterbacks. We've had conversations offline too about developing quarterbacks. You know what I mean? What do you think this says about like the development of a quarterback? The fact that this happened so late for Geno Smith, but it looks like you got yourself a franchise quarterback in what year? What is it now for Geno? Year 9 or something like that? You know what I mean? But what does that say about that position, bro?
I mean, it just goes to show you that sometimes it's not just the quarterback, right? It could be the environment. It's just that's the loaded position, man. Like it's a lot to process, and when it clicks, it clicks. We saw Kurt Warner emerge late in his career. Some guys are just able to put it together later, and it's crazy when we give up on guys early, man. They tried to give up on Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Josh Rosen's. Like it's a lot of guys. AJ McCarron's in the XFL. There's a lot of guys that they say you can't do it at this level, and that's a position where you really got to be mentally tough. And I feel like that's one of Geno's biggest attributes. You know what I'm saying? He said they wrote him off, he ain't right back. You know what I'm saying? He kept plotting his own course, man. He wrote his own story, and you can't do nothing but respect a guy that takes that approach and that's able to attain success that way, man. Everybody not built to go through the storm, but just developing a quarterback, it just goes to show you that a guy doesn't have to come in day one and light it up to be a high caliber guy in this league. But the fans want we're in a society, not even just the fans, of instant gratification, instant success, microwave. Everything has to happen in an instant, man. And they forget some of these guys didn't start day one, man. Some of your favorite quarterbacks didn't come in and light it up day one. Some of them looked atrocious. Alex Smith looked terrible his first year. Peyton Manning looked a little rough. I think what fans should take out of this is you need to be lenient on your young quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Don't be all critical, bashing them. They can't do it. We shouldn't have drafted them. Imagine if we would have had a defensive end. Like, man, stop writing folks off, man, and give people the same respect you would want in the workplace. You might walk into an office and struggle your first month. You wouldn't want them to fire you, say you can't hack it. You know what I mean? But it just adds a little more perspective about life, man. Stop writing folks off, man. Give people a fair shake and look what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
man.
got to start. Go ahead, Ron. My bad.
Nah, I was just gonna say I agree with that completely, bro. Like that whole journey that Geno went on, like, because there was years where he wasn't even taking a snap, throwing a pass, right, and he still kept at it, man. So there's a lot to take away from that journey, man. And I hope a lot of sports fans can look at it in that way, where it's like, damn, like you might not be where you want to be at right now, like you might be in a bad spot, but like Geno waited that shit out and he got his opportunity. So that's really all you got to do, man, is stay at it.
Ah,
But
good point. And I think it starts to bring me to like think about something different too, because like as we await Lamar Jackson's bag, you know what I'm saying? As we await the eventual Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert bag, where we're gonna have these like market setting bags, you know what I'm saying? And these players gonna be taking up a significant amount of the cap. Gee, I wonder if a team like the Seahawks are in a better position when they got to pay a guy like Geno Smith, not top dollar market value, you know what I'm saying? But you're getting a really, really good quarterback for like not a crazy price tag. You know what I'm saying? Like, which boat would you rather be in, G? Would you rather be in that boat where, okay, I got a top-notch quarterback, but now I can't pay all the other positions because I done put all my money in my quarterback? Or like, okay, I got a top 15 quarterback, but because I signed him to a market deal that's not too crazy, I can pay other positions. What position would you rather be in, G? Pause.
See, that's like the pause. Hold on, time out. Tech for Bryce. Tech.
Hey, come
You
on,
wanna
man.
text him?
I called it, man. Chill.
Flagrant.
Flanger, there you go. You got flanger once, sir. Flanger once. But no, back to the question. It's like a double-edged sword because that's the same way we talk about Patrick Mahomes. You got a top five quarterback. You pay him great money. He might get you there. Or you might be lucky like the Eagles not so long ago. You got Nick Foles. He wins you the chip. It all depends on where you at as an organization. Can you be? It's all going to depend. Comes down to what kind of GM you have. You have that GM that knows how to draft, that can get you weapons, that can negotiate a couple players to come in and help and partake. So that way, when you do get hit by the quarterback salary, it doesn't really affect you too much because then the quarterback is still ascending to be greater. I personally think Justin Herbert is a bum. I wouldn't pay that motherfucker no more than what fucking Daniel Jones just got. Shit, if you're the Chargers, you don't pay him more than what Daniel Jones just got because he never showed you nothing in the playoffs just yet. Until he do, then you give him the bag. But Justin Burrow is another quarterback. Now him, you gotta give him the bag. And Geno Smith, get paid. What Young Dog said? Young, get paid. And I appreciate that. I
Hey, I
beat the
like
young
it,
dog.
man. That's
But
hilarious.
get your money, man. Get your money, man. I love when people get paid, man. Because now you're going to feed your family. Shit, the only blemish that Geno Smith have, in my opinion, is he fucked up the great one, Eli Manning's streak as an Iron Man. But besides that, man, I'm happy the man got paid. Get paid. But as an organization, back to your question, man, it all depends on where you at. If you know your GM is a boo-boo GM, you sure as hell don't want to pay a quarterback. But if you know your GM is great, give your quarterback something like what you give Geno, you'd be great. Because now, look at the Seahawks. They drafted crazy last year. No one thought that defense would be that great. And now look at them.
Hey, great points, G. Great points, man. It really depends what kind of team you have, and I think both methods have proven to work. And you also brought it up a little bit, man. Another quarterback got his bag as well. The quarterback in the Big Apple, Daniel Jones, man, against all odds, bro. Because last year people were shitting on Daniel Jones.
Was
But
me?
I'll say this:
Was me?
I was
Was
personally,
all three
I
guys?
said it during the season, and I'll stand by it. I was impressed week after week with Daniel Jones. I said it on the show. I said I thought the difference between the Giants and the Commanders this year was the quarterback. I thought that both teams had a similar roster, but the Giants had a much better quarterback, and that made the difference.
And coach,
Daniel Jones
and GM,
proved a lot to me this year, bro. Not when you have a tie game, bro. I don't want to hear none of that.
I don't want to hear that shit. We got a better
Daniel
GM.
Jones proved a lot.
I got a better bitch. I got a better coach.
Don't get off
I
topic.
smell better.
Don't get me off topic, man. All I'm saying is, bro, Daniel Jones, he proved a lot and he got paid for it, and I think he deserved it based off how the quarterback market works. Do we think Daniel Jones was deserving of the bag? Young Rome 22. The floor is yours.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've never really been a Daniel Jones hater like that. I've always thought he was a decent quarterback. I thought this was his best season yet, as far as top to bottom. For some reason, he always has his best games against the Commanders. So I've always known that Daniel Jones has, what I mean, a little bit of a starting QB in him. Personally, as a Commanders fan, I'm happy. This move makes me happy. Like, if they're gonna stick with Daniel Jones, they're not gonna upgrade. We know who that is. He's the guy who runs 80 yards and trips on his face. So, now he's got a nice little cushion of money to fall on. It's well deserved. But good for the Giants, good for Daniel Jones. I feel like it's kind of what we were saying with Geno, right? People are harsh on quarterbacks, and I never took that approach with Daniel Jones. I always thought he was decent, so I think this is a fair move.
I don't know what's wrong with G in the bottom left. His man frozen except his eyes. His eyeballs is not frozen.
You
That's
look like
wild.
the
Oh man, so yeah, Daniel Jones got the bag, but I'm with you. I feel you, Ron. Like I've never been the biggest hater of him, but certain things he does, like falling flat on his face after an 80-yard run, makes you question him a little bit. But I always thought he reminded me a lot of Eli Manning. You know what I'm saying? And I do wonder as the Giants, as his career progresses, what he looks like in those big moments, man. Because Daniel Jones, for all he seemed like a real goofy dude, but he doesn't seem like much ever phases him. I think back to that video on the plane where they called him, whoever was turning up on the plane, and they put Daniel Jones on the camera. He was just looking awkward as hell. But T, what you think, man? Deserving or undeserving of this bag?
I mean, I think it's deserving in a way. I mean, it's hard to say, right? I don't think he played up to that level his entire career. But again, what have you done for me lately? And he did good for him lately. But again, it's about the value to the organization, right? I think the Giants see value in Daniel Jones. Other teams certainly wouldn't have gave him that contract. You know what I'm saying? With that same performance. But the Giants are a team that have had success with a quarterback that others kind of have been on the fence about. So this is the Giants' MO, and it's right up their alley. It's just like, your girl might cook really good fried chicken, right? And that brings a lot of value to you. You come home, you eat that good ass chicken, and you happy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm an organization that's used to something a little more fancy, beef Wellington. You know what I'm saying? Something
What the Flacco?
You know what I'm saying? Something I gotta.
Wellington.
Yeah, something you eat like that. You know what I'm saying? You cut,
bro. And this is the guy that got Brock Purdy, bro. That's a damn hot pocket, man.
you're crazy.
Y'all done fucked around and found a good microwave meal real quick with Brock Purdy. Get out of here.
First of all, I'm from an organization that has Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jeff Garcia, just to name a few.
Just to name them all.
Bro, did you just
after he named them all.
He said Jeff Garcia. Hey, son, Jeff Garcia had one good season with you guys.
Hold on.
Let me name every single one. Just name a few.
Hold on. Colin Kaepernick, Super Bowl quarterback. Jimmy G, Super Bowl quarterback. You guys are franchises that don't sniff nothing like that. Friday.
Bro, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about, son? Eli Manning?
Oh, you got.
And then Phil Simms?
Phil Simms.
I'm reaching with that one.
Sonny Jurgensen, Joe Theismann, Mark Rippon. Let's not forget Doug Williams, first black QB to ever win a Super Bowl. That's just black history. Nothing, no biggie or nothing.
Yeah, fried chicken. Soul food.
Yo, we gonna get canceled by Black Twitter. Black Twitter about to cancel T.
I'll say this in response to T, man. You make a good point, T. Like, it's never been a better time to be a quarterback, bro. Because all you really got to do is the bare minimum. Don't be shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to be not shitty, and you're going to get a bag, bro. It's bare minimum is the best time to be a quarterback right now.
That's crazy. So why you guys ain't trying to pay Heineke? You've been the greatest thing you guys had since water.
Nah, they probably will bring him back.
Hey, G, shut up. All right, next topic, man. We're moving on. Next quarterback to get their bag, man, was the good man himself, Derek Carr, man. Derek Carr gets his bag in New Orleans, and it seemed like it was a little bit of a bidding war for Derek Carr. Seemed like it might be New Orleans. Seemed like it could be the Jets, and ultimately the Jets struck out, and as we kind of predicted, and Derek Carr ends up with the New Orleans Saints. How we feeling, man? He gets 4 years, $150 million. Do we feel like this puts the Saints back in contention. This Derek Carr move. Saints already got a pretty top-notch defense. They've been in that space before. They've been a perennial contender for years. Does this put them back in that space? G, I'm starting with you.
Yeah, man. As long as Michael Thompson comes back healthy, they got the great the rookie was Olave. Can't remember his whole name.
Chris
No
Olave.
offense. Chris Olave. There you go. That's a nice little dual threat right there. And
Hey,
as long
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Olive, nasty work, my boy. Come on, man.
you know what I'm saying. And then is Alvin Kamara's gonna play next year? Or he gonna get suspended? Fuck wrong with my man been tripping the fuck out. What he do? Like he beat somebody up and shit. Fuck wrong with my man.
He on
But this,
the John Morant tour right now.
I see it's them two together, bugging the fuck out. But now all jokes aside, I mean, but this also does. You know what this reminds me of? Of the shit we thought about Geno Smith. Not Geno Smith. I mean, Jameis Winston. It's like the same thing. It's like, what the fuck? Another, I guess, a great plug-in player that we all know has an arm, but we also know that he's most likely to turn that shit over in one part of the game here or another. But I mean, this gonna come down to who has a better leading skills. But I don't know. I mean, that division is boo boo. Tom Brady ain't playing in it, so yeah.
Damn, I didn't even peep that. The last time Carr and Denton together, I got fired. Nah, you're right though, man. Carr ain't, I think I'm with you, G. I'm not totally sold on Derek Carr to the Saints being a savior. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. T, how you feel, bro?
That's a division that typically can go any way. So why not the Saints way? But I don't think Derek Carr makes that team that much better than Jameis Winston. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was had the Saints on Madden and I had Jameis or Carr, like I feel like that doesn't give me an edge. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna win.
Not for 30 more million, right?
Yeah, I just paid. You know what I'm saying? I got less cap, but it could work. It could work. I don't think Carr is bad. The same thing. I don't think Jameis is a bad quarterback. I think Carr is probably slightly better, but probably only in decision making, which I mean that's an important skill. So I like it for the I like it for the Saints, but I don't see Carr as this. He won't be a Hall of Fame guy with the Saints. I can't see him going in there throwing for 5,000 and throwing them to a conference championship.
Yeah, not sure if Carr's that guy. I'm not sure if he's the guy that puts it all on his back. To be seen. Rome, what do you think, man? Does Derek Carr and the Saints, is this a match made in heaven or nah?
First, I just want to say we called it last week with the Jets fumbling this because they did say that he'd be a Hall of Famer if he came there, which was crazy because now he's in New Orleans. But I mean, I don't know if it's a match made in heaven. It's more like a match made that'll last for good little relationship. I don't think they're gonna get married though. I think the Saints with Derek Carr, they're a better team. The NFC South don't really got nobody right now. That'll probably change over free agency. But I mean, the Saints should probably be the front runners. The NFC isn't as stacked as the AFC, but I don't think Derek Carr makes them like a big threat. But I mean, it is a situation where if it clicks, he's got Olave, he's got Thomas. The defense is legit. So I mean, if for some reason they click, we might see them make some noise. But as it stands right now, I don't see this signing as a reason to get overly excited on the Saints.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm with you. And I'm trying to think in what world does Derek Carr prove us all wrong? What does it look like? You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of things I feel like gotta go perfect. I feel like Raiders Derek Carr on the Saints doesn't like make the Saints an instant contender. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. Maybe it's the Raiders holding them back. That's the thing we got to take into account too, because they're another one of those teams that never been able to get right. So maybe it's a Raiders thing and not a Derek Carr thing.
Yeah, that's a fact. Honestly, Derek Carr, if we really think about it like that, Derek Carr probably the best thing to happen to the Raiders in a break. Like the Raiders are normally some shit. Derek Carr has kept them at least reasonable.
Shit
I
was
mean, we
shit
all
whole
thought that he was going
franchise.
to be great. Man, he had his receiver back, and then just they just laid an
And
egg.
I don't think I don't think this last season can even be put on Derek Carr, man. I think you got to put that on Josh McDaniels. Like I don't even know why that man's a head coach.
Yeah, good point. Good
Mhm.
point. All right. Well, I think we all kind of on the same page about Derek Carr. We're giving him a thumbs down of approval. We'll see how that goes for him, man. Um, let's stick on quarterbacks one more time. I hope y'all not tired of quarterbacks yet, fellas. My bad if you are, but I got one more quarterback question. But this time it's for an up and comer, a future NFL quarterback, and I want to see what you guys think. How high will Anthony Richardson go, man? Young boy was tantalizing at the NFL Combine, displaying his arm talent and his sheer athleticism that seems to be unmatched when we're talking about quarterbacks in the Combine over the last few years. Uh, to me, he looks like some sort of clone between Cam Newton and like Josh Allen. You know what I mean? Cam meets Josh Allen a little bit. Like, I don't know. Excuse me. This guy could be special though. This guy could be special. And I wonder how high he ends up going. Early in, you guys know I'm pretty tapped in with the draft process. And I've been thinking, I've been saying for a while, I thought Anthony Richardson, I said this on Twitter, I thought Anthony Richardson would find himself in the top 10 picks. Because when I watch his tools that he brings to the table, I feel like he's one of those guys that one of these coordinators that feels like a genius will be like, I can turn this guy into something. It kind of reminds me of when Patrick Mahomes was coming out a little bit when Josh Allen was coming out. Like, not to say he's the same type of prospect, but just the way he's rising, and how quickly he's rising up draft boards. I think he'll go in that that 10 range, and maybe it'll be that 5 to 10 range. What do you guys think based off what you've seen? Do the college statistics scare you, or would you be willing to spend a high draft pick on Anthony Richardson? T, starting with you.
Uh, that's a rough spot to be in because if you don't really believe in, let's say you look at the tape and some of the college numbers and you believe that to be who he is at the next level, and you don't draft him, and he blows up on another team, that might be the end of your career as a GM.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough spot to be in. With that being said, he probably does go top 5 now. Like, so me personally, I draft him, take a chance, because worst come to worst, you have the most athletic player on the football field, if not the entire NFL. So if you can't scheme up a way for that guy to extend some drives, score some points, and that's you can't coach. You know what I'm saying? That's plain and simple. So I take him. I take him top 5.
Yeah, same, bro. Same. In fact, I would have to look long and hard about trading up to number 1 to take this guy, bro. Because all you really got to do with this dude is put him have a couple run packages. You know what I'm saying? Couple pat. Like, you could really do something with this dude without having to have a complex offense. Anybody could figure this one out, man. I'm with you, T. I'm taking him top 5. Rome, what do you think? Are you taking a Rich top 5?
Yeah, man. I was thinking top 10, top 5. This people say the combine is almost pointless or whatever. Like some people will like hate on it, but to me, this is the whole purpose of it, right? You get somebody out there, they wow you real quick, and what it does is it gets them trending, it gets their name up. So now a guy that might have been top 10 is now probably definitely top 5 because you get people talking about it, and it's like T said. Now it's like, well, if you don't want to be the guy to not draft him. You know what I'm saying? Now that the whole world and raved about his size and speed, pause. But you know what I mean? Like, so I think the combine is great, especially for the young athletes. And as far as Anthony Richardson, I would definitely take him top 5, top 10. And I think somebody will, man. I think somebody's got to because teams are desperate for quarterbacks. We just talked a lot about guys getting paid. And what's the best way to do it now in the NFL? Get a good young QB on a rookie deal, build around him before you got to pay him 60, 70, 80 mil a year. So I mean, I think somebody's definitely going to take a chance on Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
Don't be surprised if it's like the Colts or somebody.
Yeah, good. Oh, that's an interesting one out that you just threw
I
out
mean,
there.
they're top 5.
Nah, facts. The one thing that does, I mean, I break down the film, and one of the things I always look at first with quarterbacks, I've told y'all this before, is completion percentage. I hold that very near and dear in my evaluation. And when I watch Anthony Richardson, man, like a lot of his misses came from doing a little too much, bro. You feel me? Trying to create a little too much back there, it all breaks down, and you just end up throwing in the dirt, or you end up like getting tackled and throwing the ball away while you're getting tackled. But 53% completion percentage in college is a little scary, bro. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen has some of the same concerns, but that's a low number at the college ranks when you talk about the pros that usually translate. G, what you think, man? Anthony Richardson, you trust it?
No, but I already told y'all what I feel about the Columbine. Ain't no one getting tackled. Ain't no one getting real smacked. Everybody's just standing still and all right, man, can you throw this shit or not? I mean, look at this college tape. Did they take the Gators anywhere? Did they play any meaningful bowl games? What does it say about when he's in a tight situation? Big meaningful games. Those are the games that matter to me. Fuck all this Columbine shit, because fuck anybody could run a crazy 40. Fuck all that, jump a nice vertical. Hey man, you're athletic, but how does that translate into the game? I mean, we just said earlier, get paid. I don't mind people getting paid. Get your money. I hope he dubs a lot of these NFL teams. Shit, I hope the Commanders get him. I don't give a fuck. But shit, he was an alright quarterback for the Gators. I mean, God, and then it's gonna come down to what system he falls under. He could probably end up with the Las Vegas Raiders for all I know. Hey, maybe
I got one
huh?
for that. There's a chance that people look at the tape and don't buy the combine numbers. Not that they don't buy it, but value the tape a little bit more. It's not out of the possibility that he could slide to the Ravens.
Yo, that would be the wildest shit ever, bro. If they end up getting rid of Lamar Jackson and get Anthony Richardson and just do a rinse and repeat and don't pay that man Anthony Richardson after 4 years and just keep getting athletic quarterbacks and running them into the ground and not paying them, man, that'd be vicious, boy.
Man, it's a shiesty business, and I'm with capitalism, baby. Get your money.
Man, if they draft Anthony Richardson, that's nasty work, bro.
Bro,
nasty work.
If I'm the Ravens, I'm looking at trading up to get this guy. I automatically know he can fit this system.
Oh, man.
I promise you. It don't cost that much to go from like 8 to 5, 8 to 4.
It don't. I think you ordered something, bro. I really do. Like, if they went up and tried to get that man, I would not be surprised, bro.
And guess what? You put him out there and he has any success, the fans are happy all over again.
Damn, talk about being
being the good guy, man. That's
Man, T is literally stomped Lamar into the ground on this show, bro. Like every possible take has been like, "Yo, Lamar is done."
Your man. Everything. It would just be a repeated cycle, Ron. Your man would just graduate his Lamar hate right into Anthony Richardson, right? He would be like, this kid can't throw for shit. Everything, it would be just the same way that the Ravens would continue the cycle. T Boogie would fall right in line, man. He would be like, all right, this is what we doing, Ravens. All right, this is what I gotta hate now, bro.
Talk about the hater player ball. Hey.
All right, but hey, speaking of hate, we're gonna talk about a young man that's getting a lot of hate right now, bro. Let's change leagues for a second, man. This will be the last topic for the night, fellas. Ja Morant, what's up with your boy, man? Let's talk about it, y'all. We've been talking about it a lot in the group chat. Everybody's been talking about it on the socials, man. Ja Morant, I don't want to even get into the video too much. He showed a firearm in the video. If you haven't seen it, go Google it. But like, how are we feeling about Ja Morant? How concerned? What's our level of concern? Give me a level of concern, 1 through 10. 10 being the most concerned. one being the least concern. Rome, where do you stand with Ja Morant?
Like a 5 or a 6. I'm not like overly concerned. I understand the like how serious the situation is due to how much of a role model Ja is. But I don't think it's I like also due to how young he is. I think it's a perfect opportunity for him to learn from it. You know what I mean? And this could very easily all be turned into a positive. Um, but as far as what he did, like we talked about it a lot in the group chat, obviously, and I just feel like um certain things are glorified in the community and pop culture in general that don't really need to be, and because of that, young people tend to do silly things that they don't need to be involved in. And Ja just needs to realize that he's obviously in a bigger position than most would be at that age. So he he just
Crazy.
needs to be mature and what I mean, just grow from it. Like it, it's a bad situation because of his celebrity, but it's not a situation where there was a crime committed, somebody was hurt. So I just don't want to come on here and try to like, what I mean, bury the guy like he really was like crazy, crazy out of line. Really, he just did something he shouldn't have been doing. And I hope he learned from it.
You said Ja real stepper. Hey, go ahead, bro. Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, Rome. Like you don't want nothing bad to happen to where it's like hurts his his career. He's a young man, and there's a whole flip side to this where it's like, yes, bro, it's kind of it's glorified, so you can't like be surprised at somebody reflecting what's glorified. But also, if you John Morant and you got millions of dollars and you like 23 years old and you be in the places where 23-year-olds be, you might need one. You might need some protection, bro. And it might not be a bad idea to let people know that you got it on you, bro. Just so if they're gonna try you, they know. Well, let me not. Maybe they're thinking twice about trying this man if they know he got it on him. So I think there's another side to this, just a little bit. That I don't think that was Ja's intention though. But it's a crazy world out here, man. And I do think that young dudes that are in a position like that need to
I
protect
think
themselves. Maybe it's not the smartest for you to be the one with it. Maybe you need some armed security things like that. But you
yeah, that
can't
was what I
really.
was about to say. Like because if y'all remember Plexico Burris.
Right.
Like he had it on him and he shot himself. Like for me, it's not a good look for athletes. Like when you're the athlete, you're not the one who necessarily needs it on you, but you should be surrounded by, what I'm saying? Like maybe your man not even know was your man. You know what I mean? Like he in the section with you, and people ain't even realize it. But like, I just feel like as the athlete, you definitely shouldn't have it on you, and you definitely shouldn't be flashing it on camera. That's a whole nother side to it in general that I just when I was coming up, that was something that you don't really do is flash that kind of thing on camera in general. But maybe I'm getting old.
It's only one thing I want to see flashed on camera, my boy. T, 1 through 10, man. How do you
That could
feel
go
about?
so many ways. Another tech on price.
How do you
Jesus Christ.
how do you feel 1 through 10, man? 10 being the most concerned, 1 being the least concerned, man. T, where you standing on John Morant right now, bro?
Like a 3.5. I do want to say, like, I kind of disagree with the flashing of the gun. No one's ever been shot when a gun wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? So just having a gun increases your chances of getting shot or shooting someone. You could ask Troy Avon Taxstone about that. You could ask a variety of people, Plexico Burrs, and having a gun. If people do want to do you any type of harm, letting people know you have a gun only increases their need to have guns.
I guess that's a catch-22, man. Come on.
Yeah.
It's a catch-22 because that one goes both ways forever. And then it's like, well, I need to have more guns, and then you need more. And then it's like we in a gun battle.
You could say he has a gun, I'll leave him alone, and you could say he has a gun, we need bigger guns.
We need two.
And Ja had a small gun, pause. But that joint was like he had a little like
man did have a little one shot.
Vortex, yo, you about to just break and find your way out of this show, yo. Stop it, bro. This is not the kind of shit that we need.
Yeah, I had the little Christmas ornament joke, bro.
He gonna appeal the suspension. Be like, nah, that was fake. That was fake.
I wasn't expecting to come on the show and have to judge a man's gun, but
Pause.
Come on, bro.
here we are. But no, on the serious note, what I think is going on with Ja is like I feel like Ja's at an interesting time in his life that I think most men go through. Right? There's a period or an era in your life where you find ways to define yourself as a man, right? Because you hear that you're a man, you know that you're an adult, right? But I think men tend to do things in that small circle, right? That to prove to themselves that they are a man. Whether that means you get into a fight or that means you, I'm hitting the gym. Certain things, right? And that could go a variety of ways. And I think for him, I think this is kind of a way that he's proven himself that I'm a man. I stand on my own too. I don't need this. I don't need my friends. I don't need security. I'm in here with my chains on. I got my gun. But what it shows is an overwhelming amount of immaturity. And I think we've seen that from Ja. With the comments about the West, immaturity, right? Outside looking in, we're a little older, a little more mature. We recognize how ridiculous those comments are, and we laugh about them. We see how he acts on the floor, and it reeks of immaturity. His friends with the lasers, immaturity. Beating up 17-year-olds, immaturity. So it's kind of like
Alleged.
Alleged immaturity.
That's a story you should never be involved in, though. Like we're all adults, right? So you'll never hear none of us in a story about beating up 17-year-olds.
Unless it's my son.
You know what I'm saying? I'm more likely to preach to a 17-year-old than punch him. But I'm much older than Ja Morant. At Ja Morant's age, I would have punched multiple 17-year-olds. So I'm just being honest. So I do understand to a certain degree where he's at, and I think I can't remember who I heard say it, man. One of these people on TV, basically, you got all this money, right? You become the head of the family, right? You're not just a person in the family. You're the head of the family. You're the leader, right? So now he's a leader, and he has to lead, and everybody not ready for that role. Everybody not ready to be the guy that calls the shots, to be the guy that has to say, stand down, stop drinking, we're going home early. Everybody's not ready for that responsibility, and I think Ja just has to figure it out. But the reason I give it a rating like a 3 or a 4, right, is because I know the guy has an active father and an involved father. And I've seen his father take some shots, and I think it's really unfair, especially coming from a community where I see a lot of guys that don't have a father. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a little unfair to put the actions of a grown man on the dad, right? You can only raise a kid, and at the end of the day, they have their own life. They make their own decisions. But he's at the games. You know what I'm saying? So I see him. It looks like a lot of love between them. So I just feel like a kid with that much love, he'll figure it out. Hopefully sooner than later.
Yep, I hope the same. I hope the same, man. G, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being most concerned, 1 being least. How do you feel about Ja Morant right now?
I'm gonna go with 8.
Yeah,
It's like what all you guys were just saying earlier, man. I mean, he has a great relationship with his dad. I mean, it's looking like, I don't know, I'm not trying to criticize his dad, but it's looking like his dad is just becoming a part of the Yes Man team. Like, all right, like why the fuck do you have a gun, my man? Like, come on, now you're an NBA player. Like, who the fuck? I mean, yeah, people want to hurt stars, but you act like that. You act like that NBA ain't gonna have security around you to secure you. You have pundits on TV saying that the NBA has retired law enforcement and FBI connection. You think that someone's gonna give you guys these kinds of money and not want to take care of you guys? So like for you to have a gun and like what they said, was it in the strip club that he had the gun in? That he was waving in it? That's even worse. Come on now, like you and it reminds me of the Plexico Burris situation. After Plexico Burris shot himself, he never got back in the league. He never stepped a foot in the NFL ever again. And mind you, that's coming off a Super Bowl win. This kid hasn't even won an NBA championship yet, let alone sniff the conference finals. Like, come on now, and it's sad because you see this, and like you see this guy coming from great home, from a mommy and daddy and a great family. Because you see him in this video, he's posting up about a community where he lives next to his family. He literally bought a whole community with a big land for where his neighbors are his parents. Like, come on, that's why I say it's an 8 because it's like, all right. And so now, who the fuck is getting involved with this guy telling him, like, yo, my man, we shouldn't be doing this shit? And I'm not gonna say his dad should be that person, but where the fuck are his friends? Like, this man literally is changing our lives, and this is why I praise LeBron James. He took his friends and he said, we're not doing no regular 9 to 5 shit. We're gonna be businessmen. We're gonna start shit. And look, and they took care of LeBron James, and vice versa, he took care of them. So where are these friends that were like, yo, this guy's taking care of you guys? You guys ain't being around them kind of women without him. You guys ain't having that kind of luxury life without him. But that's the truth. Like, let's be serious, my man.
Nah, that's
Like,
real. That's real.
like y'all, them boys would have been some regular hood bitches. No, sorry, ladies, but now he got y'all around some dimes are better because that's all they're doing the research just as much as men doing the research on him. He got the bag, and mind you, I just found out that this man just got signed with Powerade. I have yet to see Powerade sign another athlete in the NBA besides what it was with LeBron James at first. Now it's him. Like, come on now, my man, you getting your money. You getting this crazy kind of money. Don't fuck it up now. Shit, how many guys don't wish they had a genetic and they had your father figure to put them in the league, a second round overall pick and want to be you right now? I wish I was 6'2" right now and I'm able to jump and be aggressive as fuck. You get what I'm saying? Shit, if I can't get that, at least want some drives, baby. I want something. But damn, I mean, don't fuck this shit up, man. And that's why sometimes they say, yo, I don't want to be the most passionate one right now, but that's why it sucks to hear when people say can't give nothing. And I don't just mean that for the blacks, I mean that for any poor people in general, because they say that they don't feel like we deserve it because when we get it, we fuck it up. Like Gilbert Arenas wasn't a good one for anybody yet. Like when he put all them guns and look what they did, and it sucks because it's like you don't. Matter of fact, if I could say this out right now in the air, prove me wrong, my man. Don't fuck it up. Fuck up. Prove me wrong. I'm gonna say fuck up because I want to see you fuck up. In reality, I want to see you win. Get it together and do good by your peoples, man. People gonna hate you and love you. You really worried about what if people think you're a softie? Look at Kobe Bryant. How many people didn't think he was a softie? But in our court, ain't no one disrespected that man. So be better.
All right, you made some great points, G, and I think I'm in between like you guys. I'm more of like a 6-7 range. I'm not overly concerned, but you know, I thought Ja had a little bit more in his corner. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought, like I don't know. I thought, and then again, you make a good point too. Like you can't blame his whole corner because he messes up. You know what I mean? But like. You know, hopefully it's a learning experience. Hopefully it's a learning moment, and the kid bounces back strong, which I think he has.
Definitely.
Definitely the most marketable American player in the league, like B said earlier. I couldn't agree with that more. So let's just hope he takes advantage of his opportunity.
If there's a silver lining, is that it happened this way, and that there was no like real crime or anybody getting hurt, right? Like I feel like that's the silver lining that I want to look at the end of this is like John Moran has the opportunity to get this right still. Because it could have been something crazy. It could have been
a dirty gun online with him.
It could have been a Plexico. It could have been a Plexico situation. Because G's right. That ended Plexico's career.
I mean, I do want to. Let me speak to that first, real quick. Yeah, gun, strip club, drugs, liquor, like chance of something going wrong is like through the roof. But I do want to point out the entire internet clowned this man and told him he wasn't tough. This is a young man that has all this access to everything. He has the internet, he has the whole world in front of him, and they're questioning his manhood. So as an older guy, you know, I understand how to respond to that. But as a younger guy, what do you do when someone challenges your manhood?
Hopefully not hold a little ass gun up like that, bro. Because that was not fucking tough. Not to clown it, but I mean, when I saw the picture, I was I was like, damn, that was a corny ass pose. But I feel where you coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like folks made him double down. Like I feel like they made him lean into that stereotype, and it also goes to what you were saying in the beginning, like the music, the prioritizing of just negativity. You know, that looks cool. It's glamorized. What we don't need is Ja Morant glamorizing it. Those Ja Morants are about to drop and are about to go crazy because LaMelo shoes have arguably taken over the AAU circuit. So what do you think Ja Morant's about to do? Like, you know,
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. Damn, the mellows for real?
Yeah,
Really bad?
Lamelo's go crazy. I be seeing people wearing them joints all the
It's a
they're
time.
little spiffy.
And they actually fly, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. The Lamelos, them joints is kind of fire, bro. Like, yeah.
It's the colorways. I don't like them too bright.
I just
Bro.
like that wing though. That little wing on the side. That
Yeah,
shit is fire,
that shit
bro.
hard.
That
That shit
shit,
is hard.
that shit different. In a world where all the shoes look the same, that shit different, bro.
all the hoopers want to wear like the Kobe Grinches.
Oh, I want those.
You don't want to wear like an all black shoe, all white shoe, all red, blue, team color. You want to wear a shoe that stands out. LaMelo got shoes that are different color shoes, multicolored shoes. He cracked, Puma cracked the code. And you cannot go to an AAU gym in the country and not see half the players in any game wearing LaMelos. I guarantee you at least half have on LaMelos.
Oh wow.
Love it, man. Shout out
This is
to my guy
my
Melo Ball. Hey, shout out to my dog LeVar, man. LeVar Ball never lied to y'all, man. He tried to tell y'all a lot of stuff. A lot of y'all didn't want to listen at the time, but Mr. Big Leaguer was always in the Triple B camp, man.
Yeah, did you ever get your pair of sneakers yet?
I did, bro. Nah.
This is on back order for 3 years.
I did. They was on back order, and then they sent me an email saying that my confirmation email I had received was actually never factual. So my triple B's is somewhere out in the universe. Maybe someone in China wearing them for me. Hopefully, man. I don't know. But a good show tonight, fellas. I think we hit some real good topics, man. And I don't know, man. I think especially when it comes to the quarterbacks, I think we really nailed it on some of these quarterbacks. So I'm excited to see how it plays out, especially for Lamar Jackson, especially for Derek Carr too. I think you guys hit those nails on the head. So hey, appreciate everybody for checking out the show. Y'all know we here each and every Tuesday live, somewhere around 9:30. If you want to search us, search at Good Ass Sports on all social media platforms, Gas Sports Network on everything else. Y'all know how we end each and every show, fellas. Sports for the culture.
Hey, yo, Nick, you still at the Frank stand with the Eagles?